What's happening? It's your boy Young Noah checking in, Jam the Hype with my lovely assistant.
Thank you.
Hey. My name is Sarah Jane. That was me. Hey, I'm Sarah Jane from Jam the City, and we're here live backstage at Winter Jam with Lecrae. How you doing, sir?
I'm feeling good. I'm doing well.
You excited to play or perform?
Very much so. Yes. I just had to roll out of bed and come to the Georgia Dome, so it's all good.
Yeah. Is this your first time being here,
No,
playing here?
it's not.
No.
No, so it's gonna be. But this is my first time doing Winter Jam, so it's an amazing experience. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Awesome sauce. Man, pleasure, man, to have you here with us, man. We didn't think you was gonna make it, you know. Busy guy. But basically, man, my questions for you are simple.
Okay.
It's just been a lot of crazy stuff that circulates, man.
Come on.
And everywhere I go, 'cause you know I do music or whatnot, everybody always comes at me with the Lecrae question. Oh, Lecrae's this.
Come on.
What's going on with Lecrae? Da, 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 da. And I find myself, like, more often than you would even imagine, having to respond to questions people have for you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I oftentimes I just don't say nothing because I don't know nothing. But I really just want to give you an opportunity just to talk to the people, man, and put them at peace with just where you are spiritually, and let them know of your love for God and your passion for sharing the gospel and Christ's love with people, man. Because folks out here, it's crazy, bro.
Well, one thing I would say is, you know, I appreciate a lot of people's concern, you know, genuine concern. I appreciate that. I think ultimately, you know, what I would hope is that we as believers would not get caught up in a lot of what is happening in mainstream culture in terms of the TMZ, the whole, like, what are the celebrities doing? Because and I have prayed for, like, Bieber or whatnot, right? But I think there are so many atrocities going on in our world today, but yet what's happening in that young man's life is dominating the news, is dominating our lives. And I think that's bleeding into Christian culture, whereas, you know, there's still sex trafficking happening. There's still people who don't know Jesus happening, but yet, for some reason, the authenticity of a Christian in the industry, music industry, is the biggest news or the biggest piece of information. So one thing I would say is, man, I just really want to make sure we have our priorities in line. Now, all that being said, no, I'm not in the Illuminati. Yes, I'm absolutely a Christian who loves Jesus. And I will always make music from a biblical worldview, from the perspective that God endorses from Scripture. My ambition and mission has always been to be a missionary and to see people come to know Him. I'm not really, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't really want, there's no, I'm not a fame chaser. I'm not after any of that type of stuff. It's really just not an ambition of mine. So I know there's probably a ton of questions that I could answer, but I don't know where else
That's
to
cool.
go.
Just stay right there, man. Cause see, me, bro, cause I love you, brother. You know, I do, man. Like you have the impact you had on my life, man, when I became a Christian. And just trying to find good music. Like you was that dude, you and Flame, my homie Flame. Like, y'all was killing it. And I just see how you are such I'm gonna challenge you a little bit.
Come on, push back.
What I'm saying? The influence that you have on a lot of just Christian rappers is so great that they feel like they have to copy you in every single thing you do. And my concern for those artists who, like, well, if Lecrae does this, then I'm gonna do it. Or if Lecrae does that, I'm gonna run and do it. But they don't understand your motivations. They don't understand the person that you are, the success that you've already had. You don't need, you know what I'm saying, it's like your success story. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they can't mimic you the way that they are mimicking you. And what do you say to the Christian artists who, every time they see Lecrae do a song with Big Crit, like, do I now as a Christian artist, do I need to do a song with the the positive rapper in my neighborhood?
Right.
Do I need to copy Lecrae and run, do this and that? What do you say to that artist who just...
I would definitely say, you know, we've all been given, we all have a race to run, but you've got to stay in your lane. You know, you have your individual race to run. I have my individual race to run. And we've got to run that with integrity and with our own convictions. And if I would never advise you to run in some of the lanes that I've run in for two reasons. One, because I don't always do it right. So, but then two, because I'm following my convictions. And if you feel a way about what you're doing, you've already sinned against your conscience. You know what I mean? And so, you know, as far as other artists and whatnot are concerned, you know, I would say, man, you know, I have a community around me that I can wrestle through these things with. You know, I've wrestled through these things with my pastor. I wrestled through these things with my team, my label. And then even further, I have relationships with a lot of the guys that you hear me doing music with. And the ambition for me doing music with them isn't, you know, to cause any kind of controversy or to deter the believer at all. If anything, it is a decision that's been made to infiltrate, to reach their audience, to reach those brothers, and those are relationships that I really do have with these guys. And there's a lot of little nuances, like in terms of the industry, in terms of relationships, and you know, a lot of people wouldn't know what that looks like. And you know, hopefully I write a book about it or something along those times. But at the end of the day, I just want people to trust and believe that my ultimate motive is Jesus. And do not like, God is telling your story, and so you gotta run your race and study your scriptures and stay connected to your local church and your community to understand if the things that you're doing are things that they would support you and encourage you to do. You know.
Yeah. You were on the Billy Graham special. With telling your story, which is just amazing. It was really great. How do you stay grounded on this like huge tour as big as Winter Jam is and everything else you do?
It's a good question. For me, staying grounded is just trying to have a sober look at everything. Is looking at things soberly, and one of the aspects is just knowing I didn't get myself here. Like I had nothing to do with this. You know, God really did it, and so how foolish of me would it be to act as if I did this and to get caught up in myself and so on and so forth. And so, when I know that's silly, and even when I feel that tug, thank God for community, thank God for His Word, thank God for the desire to pursue humility, and thank God for my wife, who will never let me get away with thinking I'm more than just a man whose socks need to be washed. You know.
Yeah, I noticed. Are you wearing Jordans, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's been the hot topic tonight. Is
really?
Yeah.
Jordans.
Wearing Jordans. Yeah.
Hey, man, listen.
We want to talk about your shoes.
The greatest player.
We like your shoes.
The greatest player in basketball history. That's right, I said it.
Wow.
The greatest player in basketball history.
Hashtag.
We're wearing those shoes because somewhere deep inside of us, we all want to play like Mike.
Yeah.
So.
Do you play basketball?
Of course.
You're very tall.
That doesn't mean I play basketball. What are you trying to say? Tall people play basketball.
I was just wondering. I've never.
What if I was 5'2"? You wouldn't ask me that, would you?
No.
Do I play basketball? See, that's messed up.
Well,
man.
I mean, we've been talking about Jordans and basketball, and I don't own a pair. Therefore, I don't know that much.
Yeah, you know, some of it may be cultural. Some of it just may be like, you know, maybe your swag is on another level. And so you've already surpassed Jordans.
Yeah, have you seen my boots?
Exactly. So I'm saying you're like, we can't see where you are. It's too high above our comprehension.
Wow.
So maybe one day we'll arrive at your level.
That's very kind.
I'm just hopeful for us. We hope.
Well, Lecrae, do you remember when you helped Jam the Hype out with an Xbox giveaway?
I do.
Yeah, and you tweeted that you wanted one for yourself.
What? Don't play with me.
Well, we got you one with your own stickers on it.
Don't play with your boy.
No, I'm very serious.
Oh my gosh.
Customized for you.
Don't play around.
Yes, sir. That's yours. You can take that home with you.
Controllers and all.
Wow.
Controller and all.
Do you see this amazingness? This is amazing.
Yep.
I want to take it though. Because I know
no, he wanted it for the longest time.
Go ahead and I do not have that.
Yes.
That's amazing. Man, that really that's like I'm the kid at Christmas who like appreciates even like the little bow tie grandma gets you, like, so I'm appreciative, you know. That means a lot. It really does mean a lot to me.
Saying thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome, man. We appreciate you coming, man. Last question for you.
Come on.
You've done so much. Like it's been like what, 10 years, 11 years since you've been really doing this. And a lot of my friends, my artist friends, they just think this stuff happens overnight. Well, Lecrae did this, and here's the method he took.
Yeah.
And here's the such and such and such that he did. Can you just talk about the process of how, like, God really just took something you was doing,
man,
and just
it is great to be inspired by artists. Mm-hmm. It is great to be inspired by leaders and what they have done. But there's this word called sovereignty, called providence, that really puts it all in God's hands, right? So there's just some things out of our control, you know what I mean? And there's some guys who play basketball every day. They practice on the same court. They go to the same camps, but one of them goes to the NBA and the other doesn't. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have anything to do with whether or not they worked hard or anything. It's just, man, the providence and the sovereign hand of God. But I will say this, the formula for everything you want to accomplish is faithfulness. Amen. That's the formula, faithfulness. David was faithful. He didn't know he was gonna be a king. He was just faithful with those sheep, and God made him a king. Joseph was faithful, and sometimes faithfulness comes with hardship. So Joseph was locked up for 2 years. Are you okay with being locked up for 2 years for something you didn't do?
Yeah.
But sometimes you go through those things, and for me specifically, everything that you see, you got to know you're only getting a snapshot. You're getting a micro snapshot of who I am in my life. And there's a lot of pain, a lot of turmoil, a lot of strife, a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of depressed days, where I'm like, Lord Jesus, please help me. That come along with this, and that people, you got to realize that. I know some people are like, I'll take it. But trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, I remember, man, I was with Flame one day. We came to your house. It might have been your old house, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was my first time meeting you, and just conversating with you the little short time I did. It was weird. I was like, man, this dude he's like an intellectual, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when you think rapper, you just think, he's a rapper. He's probably walking around with his pants falling off of him or whatnot.
Right.
But I was like, man, this dude's an intellectual. Like, he speaks like eloquently, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of cool to see that. And so there are a lot of things people don't really know about you, just off stage.
Sure.
Where do you see yourself, like, after the music? After the music stops, what do you see yourself doing? Like, what are some of your other passions?
Yeah, I want to be a thought leader. I want to help catalyze and create understanding. I love people getting the aha moment. I would probably be a teacher if I had the discipline to create curriculum and grade papers. But I do like being able to have a platform to make people think. You know what I mean? And that's a lot. Unfortunately, that's a lot of. I think the rub is with me in Christian culture.
Yeah.
Is because I want them to think more. I know it looks like, I know why you're doing that, but it's like, no. I need you to think. You know what I mean? I need you to think a little bit harder, a little bit deeper. Yeah. I want parents to think. Like, there's some songs on my CDs that I don't let my kids listen to because I'm thinking it's not time for them to be exposed to that. My kids haven't read Song of Songs, Song of Solomon in the scriptures because I'm thinking. I want us to think and just wrestle and process and look at the scriptures and analyze and anyway, so at the end of the day, man, I would love to just be in a position to cause people to wrestle, to think, and to become more critical thinkers and more effective leaders in this world.
Awesome, bro. Well, we really appreciate you coming, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Taking time. Yeah. And anything you want to shout to the people where they can get up with you online, anything.
You know where to find me. On the internets. All over the interwebs. Wherever interwebs and internets exists, I'm there.
He's there.
I'm there. You feel me? Jam the hype. Don't hype the jam.
Jam the hype. your source for positive hip-hop and R&B. Now on your smartphone or tablet. Playing new music from Lecrae.
Boy, I lost it, I'm foolish. Running off at the tulips. Probably wooing all the coolest, persecutors, the boas. Catch me.
Fizzle.
Fresh up off that plane. Touchdown in my city. Flew around the world with this bird on my feet.
Jacob.
In the world is such a beautiful place. Such a beautiful. I know that we can make it.
Flame.
No, I don't do this so the industry can't know my name. Boy, I do this on purpose.
The Rose. On our smartphone app, you'll get 24/7 streaming radio, interviews, videos, interact with other music fans, and get live TV broadcasts covering positive hip-hop and R&B events. Now, on the Apple iOS Store and Google Play, Jam the Hype, changing lives with positive hip-hop and R&B. Now on your smartphone or tablet. Jam the Hype, your positive hip-hop and R&B.